Right, hi everybody. This is Helen, your Stampin' Up demonstrator from Bell Block in New Zealand. Right, it's nice to be here, and hopefully this is coming on okay. I had a few issues last week with the volume, so hopefully we don't have that this week. And I'm looking forward to creating a card for you. The sun's shining outside, which is lovely, but it's still quite windy out there and quite cold. So it's nice to be in the classroom, and it's going to be nice to create for you today. Right, so I'll put you down to my table and we'll get started. So just put that down to there, and I'll just put you up on my little stand here. Oh, there we go. Right, I think that's about right, and I will just check on my iPad that is coming through okay. So we'll just check on that first before we get too carried away. So it always takes a little while to come through, but that looks like that's fine. And I'll just turn the volume up and see if that's going to work too. Oh yes, that's happening. Right, okay. So I decided to pull out a few of the older products that we've got available. So the Charming Day bundle was a great bundle. So that's an online exclusive, and I've used that a lot because I love it. I've also brought out the Floral Charm DSP. So that's a great DSP. I've used it a lot. I've used it in a lot of Facebook Lives. Used it for a class last week. Love the papers in this. They're just absolutely stunning. This is the eyelet embossing folder. So this is on the last chance list at the moment, and that's half price, down to $10.50, which is a great bargain. It's a beautiful embossing folder. And I brought this out as well, the Elegant Edge Punch. So this is a punch that's retiring. It's on the last chance list. It was $61, it's down to $31.50. A great punch, and I've used that quite a lot in a lot of my projects. Right, so if we get started, and I'm just going to choose my DSP, and let's see, I haven't got a lot of this left really. That's quite nice, I like that. Oh, this is one of my favourites, love that. That's all I've got left of that one. I don't really want those colours, no. So, let me think. Okay, I think I'll go with that because I think that's going to match in a lot nicer with the stamp set. So, move that one aside, and I will bring in a trimmer. And I'll cut this piece of DSP. Now, I'm going to have to pull the leg out on the trimmer of this one because I need a long piece. So let's see if I can put that up there. So we're going to cut this at, oh, there's my scorer. We're going to cut this at 14.3. So 14.3 across that way. And I'm going to cut that at 30 centimetres. So as you know, 12 by 12 is like 30.5, I think it is. So I want that to be 30 centimetres. So there we go. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some scoring. So we're going to put my little scoring thing in there again. I'm going to score first of all at 5 centimetres. So we'll just take that to the 5 centimetre mark, which is there. So we'll score that there. And then we'll go down to 10 centimetres. Now if you're watching, please leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. It's always nice to see where everyone is from around the country. Then I'm going to go 20 centimetres and then 25 centimetres. Okay. Oops. So we're just going to fold these like so and fold them this end the same. So I'm just doing those just like that. I'm not going to put a bone folder on them just yet. The next thing I need to do, so I'm just going to grab a pencil and we're going to mark. I'm going to mark 4 centimetres down the side here. So if I just place that on my cutting line there, just mark 4 centimetres is about there. And I'm going to do the same on this end. So we have centimetres down here as well. So just put that on that cutting line there and just mark 4 centimetres there. Okay, then I'm going to put this in my trimmer. So I'm going to put it at the point there, which is where I've made my mark, and I'm going to put the second score line to that part of the trimmer right there, and I'm just going to cut that piece off. And I'm going to do the same thing with this piece here as well. So I'm going to go from that score line there to the mark there. Just make sure that's lined up, and cut that piece off as well. Okay, so those are my two spare pieces. We can put those away, we don't need those. What else am I going to need? So I have a piece of Blackberry Bliss. So this is 10.5 centimeters by 14.8. So that is 1/4 of a sheet of A4 cardstock. Okay, so that I'm going to use as my backing. I also think I'm going to, this is just a scrap piece, I'm going to leave that at that height. I'm going to cut that at 10 centimeters. Might be just, say 9.9, and I'll tell you why it's 9.9 later when I finish that off. Okay, what else do I need? I've got a long strip here that must be, it's not quite 3 centimeters. It's just the length of a A4, so I just needed a piece like that. And I've got some other scrap. Now, something else I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of white. So I'll cut this at 5 centimeters. And I might cut that at about maybe 11 centimeters. As you can see, I'm making this up as I go. 11 centimeters might be fine for that. So that's my piece of white. So if I move my trimmer aside now, because I don't need to cut or score any more of those pieces, but I will need some scrap here. So those are all my pieces for my card. This is just scrap. I'm going to grab a couple of my circle punches. So I've got a 2" and a 2 3/8". So the 2 3/8", these are on the online exclusives. So I'm just going to punch out a circle of that, like so. And with the 2", I might get that out of one of these smaller scrap pieces. And I will. There we go. Right, so put all that aside. So the idea is to get all our little elements together and then work out how I'm going to do that. It's quite small, but I think that will work. Right, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this flower from the Charming Days set. So we'll find a block. Here we go. And I'll put that onto a block. So, oh, Mari's there. Hi, Mari. That's nice that you're able to join me today. So I'm going to use our Memento ink. And I'm going to stamp that. I haven't seen you for a while. Guess you've been busy. Right, on there like that. So that's a beautiful little floral image. And I might want that on the corner of here. Yes, I might put it on the corner of that piece when I do that. So this is my long piece here that I cut out before. So I'm just going to stamp that across the corner like that. I don't need a whole image there, just part of it. Right, so let us grab some blends. And you know how much I love my blends. They are great. So I'm just going to quickly colour in the leaf there. So I'll do that, as you can see, very, very quickly. I'm using the brush end for the leaf, and it's great. You don't need to press hard. You just need to make contact with the cardstock, and the ink just covers the area really lovely. So I'll do that with, so this is light Old Olive. So our blends come in a pack of 2, and they come with a light and a dark of the same colour. And then I'm just going to take the dark old olive and I'm just going to follow those little veins up the middle of the leaves like so. It just gives a little bit more definition. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, I could blend, and blending is really lots of fun. So I'll show you how you do that. So if I was wanting to, I'd just take some little light feather, I call them feather strokes, just from the center of the leaf like that. So hopefully you can see that. I know the camera's a little bit higher, but you might be able to see that. So I'll just bring that up closer so you can sort of see how I've done that. And then if you take the light colour again and use the brush end and just brush over that area and just blend it up towards the tip of the leaf, and that helps to blend that colour. Okay, so that's how we use our blends, and it just makes such a difference, it really does. So I will quickly, since I've made that one really pretty like that, I'll just do the same with this. So try not to hold you up too long, but it's always nice to learn these sort of techniques and learn how to use our products, because there's lots of amazing things we can do with them. So I'll just, with the light one again, just go over that. Okay, and when it comes to the flower, with our stamped images from Stampin' Up, we have great detail in our flowers. So let me just see. So I've got a light fresh freesia here. So I'm just going to cover the whole flower with light fresh freesia first. I like to do the light colours first, then add the dark colours and then go over it. Some people do the dark first and then go over it. It is personal preference, and you're best to just have a play and work out how you like to do it and what works for you. So, but I always like to do the light first. I think you can always add dark on top of it, but it's a bit hard to take the dark away, although we are lucky because we do have the colour lifters. Right, so the dark fresh freesia, I'll come in with that next. I'm just going to bring a little bit of dark from the centre out like that. So this is so easy, and I'll go over that centre piece as well. So this one's not quite as inky, this one. It's been used a lot by the look of it, but that's okay. Then what other colours have I got here? Light Blackberry Bliss. Let's have a look. So I'm just going to go over the centre to deepen the colour in the centre like that. And then I'm just going to do the same thing like I did before. Just a few little, just flicks out from the centre with that. And I'll do the same on this. Shame not to do the same on this piece as well. And the light fresh freesia, we'll take the brush end again and we're just going to drag that colour out towards the edge. And I know it takes a little bit longer to colour like this, but it just looks stunning when it's all finished. It's really nice. Right, where is the dark Blackberry Bliss? That's this colour here. And I'm just going to flick out from that centre area with that. Okay. But it's amazing how, and I'm just going to go out a little bit to separate out those petals like that. And you'll see when I go over again with this light, it's hard to tell until it dries, but it will blend those colours really nicely. Okay, so we'll just go over that and put that aside for a second. Right, so this one I'm going to cut out very shortly, so I've got a die for that. This one here, this is what I'm going to do a little tag to go inside my card. So I've cut this 5 centimetres because it fits really well in the little trough of here. I'll move this aside for a second. So you just push it in as far as it will go, press down, and you get this beautiful edge. It is stunning. It's a really lovely punch. Nice to make tags and things. So if you like to do things like that, this is a really gorgeous punch to have. Okay, so it is half price at the moment. Right, the other thing I might do I might just cut the flower out first, I think, because then I'll know how much room I'm going to have. So the other piece I've got here is this piece here. So this is, where's my centimetres? I've got centimetres underneath here. Let's have a look. So this is, it's about 6.5 by 9.9. So I'm going to use one of my punches. I'll use the 2 3/8 inch punch, and I'm just going to take just a little bit of a thing out. I'm just eyeballing it, trying to get it even both sides, like that. And then I've got an idea how I think this is going to look. So let's hope it looks like it does in my mind when I finish it. Right, so I'm going to bring, I've got the cutting and embossing machine. I've got the large one because I want to use this embossing plate. So this is the Eyelet Blooms. Hopefully you can see it. It's a gorgeous embossing plate. And I'm going to put this little, this is going to create a pocket in my card. So we'll just pop that into there like so. We're just going to put this on the plate, put the grey plate on top and wind that through. I've had to, oh, that doesn't actually feel that. Oh, yes, it might be right. It's funny, I've changed the machines over and I've changed some of the plates over, and it's like, you're always worried you've got them wrong. Oh, no, there you go. So that, hopefully you can see the detail in that. It's really, really gorgeous. So I've done that, and now I need to add some plates onto here. So that one and that one, because I want to cut this image out. So I'll just put that onto there like so. I normally like to use my small machine when I'm doing my Facebook Lives, but of course if you want to use one of the larger embossing folders, you need the large one. So it's not too bad. It doesn't take up too much room. With using my camera a different way now, the large one fits in quite well. So we'll just wind that through. And this is the easiest way to cut anything. So I'll put it back on the chair and bring that image over here. Right, so that's my little floral image. Oh, I think I've moved it a little bit there. I thought I had it right. It's hard when you can't look directly over top, but that's fine. Scissors will fix anything. So there you go. Right, so that's going to go on there. Let's see if I can fit. Ooh, those words might be way too big. I was going to do thanks. Let's have a look, see if I can fit that onto there. Thanks. Oh, no, that might work. Okay, we might do that. Let's try it. So I've got thanks for being you, which is a really nice saying. Now, what colour am I going to? I think I'm going to do it in the green. Oh, no, I might do it in the blackberry bliss. I've changed my mind. I like, when I stamp words, I really like to use darker colours, and the reason being that you can read it a lot better. Oh, look at that, that works well. Thanks for being you. That's really nice. So I'm going to now attach that to my circle. So I'll grab my Stampin' Seal and attach that to there like that. I should have had a larger circle for the white, but I didn't want to stop you and go over there. Right, so now I'm going to attach my flower onto the circle. So I'm just going to put some dimensionals on there. So I'll just take those off and we'll just attach that on like so. There you go. So that's that part done. Move all this out of the way. I always think I need a whole table when I'm doing a card online because I always run out of room, which is a bit of a shame. Right, so now we'll go back to our main card. So this is going to be our base of our card. It's only a single layer because we're going to use this part as the other part of the card. So we'll grab my bone folder now and we'll just do a nice crease there and a crease there. And then we're going to do this one and a crease going back there like that, okay? And then that gets attached onto here. So you can do that with your Stampin' Seal. or tape or glue or whatever you prefer to use. Because it's not like a three-dimensional card with lots of layers and lots of weight, the Stampin' Seal is fine for your DSP. So we're just going to put that on there like that. So we've got this really nice border. Now this here, let's see, I think that will work. This is going to be my little pocket in here. So with that, I do need some tear and tape. So I'll just grab some, just a moment. Just as well, everything's reasonably close in my classroom. Right, so I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to put tear and tape along each side. Oh, Maureen's here. Hi, Maureen. Nice that you get to join me today. I thought it was only going to be Mari and I. But I'm sure there's a few more people out there watching. They're just too shy to say. Right, so I'll just grab this. Grab the backing off my tear and tape. It's hard when you're using this sort of stuff with embossed images as well, because you don't have the flat surface to try to connect your pick me tool with the edge. Right, so I'm going to take that down to the bottom. Down there. Oh, we could go up a little. We might go up a little bit actually. See, as I said, I'm just making it up as I go, really. Right, so that can go into there. So that's my little pocket then. So just do that down the sides. And this is where our little tag can go. And also in there, you could pop a gift card as well. Okay, so you've got plenty of room to write your little note saying thank you for what you've been doing. This is going to fold across like this. And then we need to create a belly band. So with a belly band, I normally start with a strip. I don't have a certain measurement, and the easiest thing is to probably start at the front. So if you take it just past your center point there, wrap it around the card. I don't score it, I just normally wrap it around. You don't want it really tight because it needs to be able to slide off. Okay, so if you have it too tight, it's going to be too hard to slide off. So just sort of think, yep, that would probably be fine. And then if you cut your piece off, so it's about, so you've got about, I don't know, 1.5 centimeters that side or whatever, and you do the same on this side. So I'm just going to snip that off with my scissors. And then I'm just going to use some tear and tape because it's just that stronger tape from your seal. You can use Seal Plus. Seal Plus is probably not my favorite adhesive to use. I tend to have trouble with Seal Plus just because I like to be really fast at stuff, and I think it's one of those things you need to be a bit more just slow down with. So it doesn't quite suit my style of crafting. But tear and tape's good because it's quick and easy. So I'll just peel those off, and then we will connect that across there like that. So again, make sure it's going to slide easily. And then on there is where we are going to attach our little circle that we've created. So that will go across there. So we just need to put, and this is fine for seal because it's just going to go over top of there like that. And that will go onto there like so. Right. And then I guess to finish it off, we just need to find a little bit of bling. So, and I love rhinestones. They're like my favourite. They go with anything. You can colour them if you want to. I think you've all seen me colour them, which is great. You just basically touch them with the blend, and that's all you need to do. Don't go round and round because you'll actually wreck the ends of your brushes, of your blends. Just like that. Where am I going to put this? There, and another one up. There. Oops. There. There you go. So just like that, that is my card for today. So it's nice when you've got papers like this that you can see the backing's a different pattern to the front. Some of them, if they're really patterned, they don't show up as well. but this looks really nice like that. You just slide your belly band off, you open it up, you've got your little piece here that you can write your greeting, whatever you want. You can pop a little gift card in behind there, and then just put your belly band back on. So that is my card today. I hope you've enjoyed watching me make that. If there's anything you want to know about the product I've used today, or the card I've made today, please just let me know. I hope you've enjoyed that. Great way to use up your DSP, because it takes half a sheet, which is really good. I have so many people say to me they've got so much DSP, so this is a really good way of using it up. Okay, if you create a card like this today, please send a photo to me. I'd love to share it with everyone else. We always love to see what everyone makes. But yeah, that's me for today. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you again next week at 2 p.m. But until then, enjoy the rest of the day, enjoy the sunshine, and I'll talk to you next week. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.